Okay, let's move to the next question. What are the difference? What are the main difference in patient experience and behavior between Nigerian and UK patients, and how did you adapt? So, the behaviors of clients here in the UK, compare it with those of Nigerian clients, and tell us how you adapted the differences in behavior.
Yeah, when I came into the UK and I started my practice, one of the things that I noticed as a cultural shock was that they don't express displeasure and anger as we do express in Nigeria. So they are very, very subtle. They smile on the surface, but they show you where you will see the grievance, it will be in writing. And a lot of, when a complaint is being made, then you will know that, so most times I realize that consent is key here. We definitely do take informed consent from patients all over Nigeria, but here you have to take consent almost 1,001 times for any procedure, anything you want to do for the patient. So that was one thing. They expect you to really talk to them and gain so much about them. And I also discovered that patients in Nigeria, they don't really ask a lot of questions about their health. They don't do. But I also found out that the patients here, most of them, they research about their condition. They have an input. So you have to be ready to really educate. So physiotherapists here in the UK, we talk more in our one-to-one contact with the patient. You see yourself explaining that you almost get exhausted because you must carry your patient along. So that patient-centered care, it's really where the patient is driving the boats. When the patient is driving everything, that's what I have seen that is a little bit different here. But however, in Nigeria, they just come and they present with their symptoms, and you just tell them what your physiotherapy goals are. Sometimes I would say sometimes we also acknowledge their own personal goals, but it's here you really have to work with the patient's personal goals. The patient says, I've seen a patient that have a rehabilitation potential to progress from Zimmer frame to a quadrupod, but the patient said no. And I had explained to the patient and said, your power and the power in your lower limbs is enough to be able to progress to this. Your upper limbs, we have checked this. And I used outcome measures to even show the patient that you have made progress from this to that. And the patient still insisted that I want to remain there. And I said, do you realize that your baseline mobility status is beyond the use of a Zimmer frame? She said, yes, but presently this is where I think I can go. And that was it. So after the persuasion, I just had to yield to what the patient was saying. So it's the expectations are different. In Nigeria, patients, especially in orthopedics, would be expecting that, if they come, they will do a treatment and they will have to shout before the thing will be okay. But here is a different ballgame. So it's just a different thing, and it's a lot of cultural perspective to it. Because in Nigeria, we believe we are rough people, we were tough, and I won't say rough, I would say tough people on the surface. So we don't mind no matter what. But here, even a little bruise can raise an eyebrow.
So we'll just take like 2 minutes break and we'll continue. So